Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I've got the 89 Batmobile. Yes, there we go. Stages 3 to 5. Looking excellent. I do love the stories in these. Starts off with a movie, of course, and then it ends up with the Batman comics, which are a brilliant read. I've not seen any duplicates yet, you know, from the 66 Batmobile, but I'm sure they'll come along. Here we have the parts. That is number 5. That's the turbo, I believe, or turbine, I should say. We also get some posters. Yes, excellent. These will look cool. There we go. Batman 1989. Alex Brill. Michael Keaton, the Batman. Unless you're a big Adam West fan, of course. That looks fantastic as well. These will look great on wall. Saves me putting wallpaper up. And there we go. There's the car itself. Looking cool. Excellent stuff. Right, that's enough of that for the free gift. Let's have a look at stage 3. Here we go. Stage 3. Let's have a look at the magazine. Choosing the Bat, Michael Keaton. There we go. A normal looking hero. I thought that said a normal looking nerd originally. There we go. They didn't want a big bulky guy. They wanted somebody who was basically playing an ordinary. I suppose Michael Keaton was, and he fitted it. It's an excellent read. And here we have the parts. Reactor exhaust. In this issue, the parts of the Batmobile's reactor exhaust are assembled. Yeah, looks pretty cool. There you go, final result. And then we have the comics. Batman, the case of the chemical syndicates. Cool, look at that. Brilliant. And there we go, 1940s. What a change in appearance. And there's the madman himself. Excellent, there we go. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out of the box. There we go, those are the parts. We have the base plate, the exhaust collars, exhaust shafts, exhaust pipes. Then we have the reactor vent. That looks absolutely brilliant. I like that. Do like that very much. Metal as well. Then we have the vent sensor, vent base, reactor tubes and reactor shafts. Excellent stuff. And then we have some screws, B screws. Excellent. Okay, so first thing we need is 3-1, 3-9 and 3-8 times 6. There's 6 of these pieces anyway. 3-9 and they're keyhole shaped and will fit into here. Just, oh, that's going to be a tight fit, that one. There we go. 6 of these into these keyhole shapes. There we go, they're going in nicely. At least we don't have to glue them in anyway. There we go. And then all we need are these collars really. 3-8 reactor tubes. They just go over the top and press into place. And all 6. There we go. It's going to look very effective. These are metal as well, these tubes. So that's cool. Obviously the there we go. 3-9. Oh, the what are the 3-9 shafts? Okay, they're like little blades to me. Well, there we go. That's looking cool already. Yeah, keep them pressed in place. Let's see. There we go. That's looking brilliant. Right. Next we need 3-6 and 3-7. So these 2 pieces, and you can see the cross piece there, and that will go there like so. And we need a screw for that, a B screw. There we go. We need it that way. See that tab there? Yeah, you need a Y shape like that. Now we can get the B screw in the back. There we go. Excellent. Right, now we need this piece back, and we just pop it straight into the middle. Ah, that tab is bigger than that one. I need to turn this around. So you want the larger tab at the top. There we go. So you want the larger tab at the top. Yeah, that's how that should be. Excellent. Yeah, there we go. Larger tab there, and then it's just a matter of popping this into place. If it'll go for me. That tab just needs pressing over that lip. There we go. And it's home. Excellent stuff. You can see the larger tab here and the smaller tab, but that's how that should be. Brilliant stuff. Right, next we need this piece. This is looking brilliant. And 3 tabs, they're all the same size. But get it that way around, because there's no tab at the bottom, or what looks like to be the bottom. You get that, pressed home, just like that. That's looking cool already. Excellent. Next we need these 3 pieces, 3-4, and you can see they've got keyhole shapes as well, so they will pop into there, but we need to secure them from behind with B screws. There we go, that's looking cool. Right, we need to pop these into place, and I think we've got to get these a certain way, haven't we? So that will pop down there, right down the middle. Yeah, we can always move them around in a minute. They're going into a straight hole. Let's push them in place first, and then we can reconfigure them. There we go, that's the 4 exhaust shafts, 3 into the exhaust pipes. And now we need the collars. So these are 3-2, pop these into place in the ends of the exhaust pipes with a little pressure. Just press them into place. They do go, they don't go fully down, but they are popped into around those shafts. There we go. Oh, it's nice and bonny. And get the third one in, just keep pressing it. There we go. And then the last one. Yeah. I don't think those shafts are the correct orientation according to the magazine, but I don't think it really matters looking at them. They look perfectly good to me. There we go. Excellent. There we go. That is stage 3 completed. Looking cool. Reactor exhaust assembly. Brilliant. Okay, now we have stage 4. We have the Joker, Jack Nicholson. Brilliant. One of his best films, I think. Look at him, there he is. There's Kim Basinger. Yep. Cool. And in the parts you have dashboard and steering wheel. But yeah, we have a lot to do in this one. There we go. Woohoo. But that will look brilliant. And Batman Year 1 in the comics. Decades later, there we go, Batman 1942. That looks cool. There's the comic, there's Two-Face. Excellent stuff. There are the parts. And we also get a battery, CR2032. Excellent, let's get the parts out. Okay, get the parts out. So there we go, those are the parts. Now we start with the centre console for 1. Then we have buttons A, B, C and D, dials 4-6, button panel 1, buttons E and F, the back plate is 410, console left 411, lights 1, 2, 3 and 4, button panel 2 is 416, buttons G, then lights 5, button panel 3 which is 419, buttons H, I, J, K, L, and then right console which is 4-25, then the screen, the button panel 4 which is 427, dashboard, LED plate, steering wheel emblem, steering wheel base, and ACC2 test circuit, which is that little piece, and type D and E screws. Heck of a lot of parts. Okay, first thing we need to do is put the bat emblem on the steering wheel. There's 3 holes there, there's 3 pegs at the back, so we'll get that through there and get it turned around. That's how that is, looking cool. And flip this over and we just get this back piece in place. I would imagine that is just push fits. There we go. Excellent. That's got that nicely, I think. One final little click. There we go. That's the Batmobile emblem on that steering wheel. Looking great. Now we need the lights. Right, let's get the first LED into place, which will be at this end. It will fit just there, like so. And we use a type E screw to keep that in place. Just pop the screw in there. Don't over tighten it, whatever you do. There we go. That's cool. That's where that goes. So the second LED goes down here. This is awkward because the location peg is just there. So to flip that around, so we can get on the location peg first, and then we can just turn it around, hopefully. There we go. That's in place. A little bit awkward. That makes sense for that cable running around there. Now the third one will go here. Right, again, it will stay in place. Get over the location peg. There we go. One more E screw. I don't know whether we need to dress these lights afterwards, the cables. And the last one will go just here. There we go. A little bit awkward that. Hopefully this wiring won't get in the way afterwards. But anyway, there we go. Right, now we need to fit the screen. Okay, now we got the screen, and we got, there we go, we got its housing. Now there's 2 little holes here and here for these location pegs just at the bottom here, so you can't really get this the wrong way around. There we go. That should go into there. There we go. It does click in place as well. That's looking cool, just like that. I think that will go down a little bit more. There we go. Thankfully it didn't split. Right. Now this will go, there's a location peg there. I would imagine that will go there, like that. And from behind we need a D screw. That's lined up. We need a D screw through here. There we go, that's the screen in place. Looking cool. Okay, next we need 4-27, which is this little piece. It has some, what you would call buttons, I suppose, on it. That goes there, just on the end. And we need a D screw through the back of it. Keep this in place. Make sure you got the cable in that cutout. There we go. Excellent. Next we have some buttons to pop into place. So we need 4, 19, 20, 22 and 23. Now this is 420 and that goes, I believe, here into them holes there, like that. And 422 goes into there, like so. And 423, which are these black buttons, go there, like that. That's how that is up today. Oh, a little bit awkward. Then we have 421, which goes here, like that, over the top of, is it 420? Yep. And then this piece, this red button configuration, goes there like so. There we go. They do click in place. Excellent. Alright, now we can pop it in place. That's where that goes, just like that. That's looking cool. Excellent stuff. Yeah, we can have more buttons to pop in place. We need 4.7, which is this button panel, and 4.8 and 4.9. Now that will go not that way, it goes that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's pressed into place nicely. And then 4.9 will go here. And that's pressed nicely into place. Excellent. Then we need 4.10, which is this clear piece, and that will go. It's that way, do we? Yeah, we want it that way. There we go. Now it tells us to put a D screw in the back of that, but there we go. That's another button panel, looking pretty cool. There we go. That should hold that in place, nice and bonny. Then all we need to do is just pop it into here. Now there is a little tab there, which will go into that little slot there. There we go. That goes like that. That is loose at the moment, but we'll be fixed in place later. Let's move on. Okay, now we have this console, 4.1 sensor console, and we have 4.2, 4.3, 4.4 and 4.5. 4.2 is this piece, and that goes into there like that. Just press it in. There we go. 4.3, which is this piece, goes that big bone goes there. There we go. Get that into place. Excellent. And then we have 4.4, which will go into here like that. And then we have this other button, 4.5, which will go here. There we go. Looking like that. Excellent. Right. Now we need 4.6, which is this piece. Make sure all these are pressed home. I see that one wasn't. There we go. That goes over the top, just like that. Flip that over. That looks absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Nothing missing. A couple of D screws now to keep this in place. There we go. That looks brilliant. Right. I can pop this in place now. Again, 2 D screws, one through there and one through there. That will fit just there like that. There we go, that looks cool up to now. Brilliant stuff. Okay, now we got 4.11, 4.12 and 4.13. 4.12 will go here, just like that, and 4.13 will go into there, like so. There we go. And now we need these two pieces, 4.14 and 4.15. We need the two little lights, which are these two little red things, and there we go in the middle there. If I can get it in with my tweezers, get it in to place just there. I think that's in. Yep, it is now. And then we just need this piece, which will go that way around. There we go. I think that's in place. Yep. Squeeze it into place. There we go. That's more buttons in place. You can see the two red ones in the middle there. Excellent. Right, need to pop this on the dash now. It basically goes there. You can see the shape of it. There we go. I think that should, yeah, that goes there just like that. And a couple more D screws. There we go. Nearly finished. So we have 416, 417, 418. Basically, yeah, 417 will go there like so, and these red buttons will just go into that vacant slot. A bit too slippery. There we go. Get that pressed in place. There we go. That's looking just like that, and that will then go onto the end here. There is another clip there which will slot into there just like that, and then we just need another D screw, do we? Or is it, do we not need a screw there? Yeah, we do. We need one more D screw. Excellent. That took quite a while that to get that together, but that's looking brilliant. Right, now we can test it. Okay, let's get the battery into place. Positive of the battery at the top, and now we can plug this in. Yeah, there's the LED one. There we go. We can plug that in there. Oh, there we go. It's already on. Switch work. Oh no, the switch doesn't work. Alright, okay, there we go. But it is all lit up beautifully. That looks cool. There we go. Knock the lighting off. Yeah, that one is a bit glary. Well, that looks absolutely fantastic. I do like that. Excellent. There we go. At stage 4, let's move on to stage 5. Okay, now stage 5, we have design and special effects. Then the film, of course. That'd be an excellent read. And then we have the parts. The turbine engine, part 1. So I'll pop all that together. That's where it resides when we're finished. Excellent. And then the killing joke. Ooh, nasty man. Killing Robin. There we go. That's Batman 1943. I don't remember this one in the previous 66 Batmobile comics, but there we go. There's Alfred. Excellent. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, get the parts out. There we go. Those are the parts. So we have the turbine housing rear cover 5.1, rear turbine fan 5.2, which is the same as 5.6, and then we have the shaft, and then we have the turbine housing front cover and the plate, and there's the fan 5.6, and then we have turbine casing rear pipes at 5.7 and high pressure turbine fan 5.8 and type D screws. Excellent. Okay, start with these 4 pieces: 5.3, 5.5, 5.2 and 5.6. The shaft goes straight down the middle there like so. Now we just need one of these turbine fans. They're both exactly the same. Say they've got different numbers, but get it the right way around. That goes there. It is D-shaped, and this one exactly the same. D-shape goes just like that. That's how that is at the moment. Yep. Then we need this piece. I believe there's a notch here somewhere. Ah, there we are. Location notch there. Oh, let's see, where does that go? That goes into here. Right, let's line that up. There we go, that's that lined up. And we have 3 screws. 1, 2, 3 to get this in place. There we go. That's nicely in place. Now we need 5.4. Shaft goes through there like so. That just clicks into place. Excellent. And then we need 5.8. This is a short fan. Get that just there like that. Excellent. Now we need the 2 pipes. 5-7, which will go into these holes here. Here are the 2 pipes. Let's see, that one can go there. I don't know whether we need to glue these or not. Well, that's gone in alright. And this one will do exactly the same. That's in there, and that's in there. Yeah, I don't think we need any glue for that. There we go. And that is the turbine engine assembly. Excellent stuff. Brilliant, there we go. So that's stage 5, nice quickie one. So there we go, that's stages 3, 4 and 5, nicely completed. There's the dashboard. I believe them shafts in the instructions it says point them a different way, but I don't think it really matters. I don't know why it would matter anyway, personal preference and all that. But there we go, there's the steering wheel and there's that turbine engine assembly. Yeah, looking cool, excellent stuff. So there we go folks, there is the dash. Looking just like that, it's best keep it away from that really. There we go, but it looks brilliant that. That's the exhaust, looking cool. I do like that weathering as well, that looks brilliant. The heat damage. There's the steering wheel with the Bat logo on. Yeah, pretty plain that, isn't it? Black. Yeah, could do with being a different colour. And there's the turbine engine. Ooh, lovely jubbly. Excellent stuff. So there we go, that is 3 to 5 completed. Did take quite a while this as well, but it's all in place anyway. Looks absolutely brilliant. The dash took the longest I think, but yeah, at least it works fine and it does look absolutely brilliant. So there we go. I wonder what the modders will make of that one. Anyway, if you did like that, give us a nice big thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you next month. Now next month I think we'll get 6 stages, so it'll probably be 2 or even 3 videos. It depends how much detail we've got to put together, how many parts, and all this was quite a lot today, but we'll wait and see anyway. There we go. Anyway, thanks again, bye for now.